as well.
Yeah, exactly right. There's so much focus to be had here as we are into picks and bans for our match of the week. I think for TN, right, it's one of two things. You play around Rookie, who you know is going to have a really solid laning phase, and you take that down towards JackeyLove, towards Mark, to get both of your core carries online, and you just hope that Jingtian will be able to hold his own against the Shy, or you do the opposite. You just say, you know what, JackeyLove and Mark should be able to outdo Light and Crisp, and we're going to try and match the top side 3v3 to shut down the Shy, who we expect to be one of the vocal points for this Weibo lineup. I think both are very valuable paths to go down, and for Weibo, sure, you can definitely one-track mind it. Just say, you know what, the Shy, but at the same time, with a duo in the mid-jungle like Kasa and Xiaohu, you can always be versatile. You could even realistically play for the pair. It doesn't just have to be about only going towards the top side or just towards the bot side. So for now, we're through the bans. Not too much out of the ordinary, though. A very early Galio and Fiora ban towards Xiaohu and the Shy means that Yumi's up and available. It's the first pick here, and expect to see the same bot lane matchup we've been seeing all night, likely to continue unless it starts to catch bans.
I can't get upset. So I can't get upset. It is really interesting, though, in all actuality, for TES, who are coming in with, only really changing out their mid laner. And I think Ching Tian brings a different style from Wayward into this season, and especially that he's getting the starts here. Maybe a little bit more stability in the top lane. I don't know how that's going to fare against the Shy, but in a conceptual way for TES, I think it enables the play of Rookie and JackeyLove, respectively.
Yeah, no, I think it does, right? When you know you're going to have such consistency coming out of Rookie at the very least. JackeyLove, I mean, actually, we had him say in the interview, if you're still sticking around after their series, you're saying, I've been playing now 5, 6, 7 years professionally. I feel like I've matured a lot. No longer am I just consistently going forward a little bit senselessly. So even, JackeyLove, as he's known for going forward a little bit too much, seems like he's grown self-aware and he knows that. And like you say, Ching Tian kind of brings the stability to the top side. It felt like top esports were lacking when Wayward was in the lineup. Weibo actually going to go a different route to what we've been seeing today. It won't be a Wukong. We're actually going to get Poppy out of Casa. So very much strong into the likes of the by Q. Obviously, Lucian has a dash right now. So it can do a lot to try and shut down some of that engage. Top esports just toying with the hovers. We know this will be Nami. It's about what the bans will come through with after the fact. Will JackeyLove, will top esports rather, continue to ban away the mid lane facilitators now? It has to be the expectation.
I gotta go back, though, because this jungle matchup is just getting the hairs on my arms standing up, right? Like, the way that both these guys approach, we have seen them take priority. If there's an opening for a unique pathing early on, a lot of times they will take it, right? And they'll try to find an advantage early. And I think we've seen a lot of aggression from Vi's already into this season. And Tien will be no slouch in that fashion. And Karsa has an answer in the Poppy. And I am so unbelievably excited to see what the first 3 levels, 4 levels, all the way to level 6 is going to be like, and what kind of advantages both junglers lend to their teams at this point, because it does feel like it's going to be a lot of which jungler can help their team the most.
Yeah, definitely. And Karsa pretty much known for doing just that, right? So I think with both these kind of champions, we've already seen a lot of Vi. We haven't seen too much Poppy throughout this season so far here in the LPL. So excited to see what Karsa will be able to do with it. You do feel at times that the Wukong can often provide a little bit more in the team fights, but for Poppy it can be about the early gank setup and a lot of the disengage that it can offer with the Keeper's Verdict. So Kennen also moved away from the Shy on top of Cassante, and it's Rookie that's eating some of the bans right now from Weibo. Do they go towards something like LeBlanc just for the sake of it, or do they just keep it up because they know they will be pretty happy to take a Lissandra or something along those lines if we get to that point? Because I expect top esports will be going mid here and trying to put Ching Tian in the most comfortable position he can be put in, because Rookie should almost always be having a comfortable time in the mid lane into Xiaohu, as it will be that Jace ban. Finally, no, actually, toying with the idea of a top lane ban potentially through the hover, but I don't talk about hovers until it goes through. It will, though, and it's going to be an Aatrox, which has been pretty, far and few between so far this season.
True. And I want to circle back to Weibo, who I believe are just going to lock in the Syndra as it is open, and they do for Xiaohu. But I do wonder if this is a moment where Xiaohu brings a lot of his, traditional style from RNG all those years over into Weibo, and that kind of moving out of mid lane, commanding out of mid lane works. But now with the Kassadin response from Rookie, I mean, this matchup in mid lane just got 1,000 times more hype.
My goodness. All right, so Rookie's just saying, you know what? I don't feel like you're going to be able to pressure me in time in this Syndra matchup. I'm going to just tank all of the pressure you can put down, and I'm going to scale. We've seen a Kassadin today already pretty much take in complete control of the game, and this time Top Esports have a draft entirely around the Kassadin, which will play as a bridge. You've got strong side lanes in the early stages through Aatrox, through Lucian and Nami. Team fighting in the mid game once you hit that level 11 is going to be absolutely monstrous for Top Esports. And on the opposite side for Weibo, it feels like it's a lot more about, you know, scaling on the side of Light and on the side of Crisp through the Zeri Yuumi. Xiao, who should have a pretty okay time finding priority, so I want to see what they can get done in the early stages, whilst Rookie is still weak on the Kassadin in the early levels.
Indeed, and I think that early level, exactly what you're talking about, is going to be really interesting to kind of pan out for both these squads. But it is an early Chinese Lunar New Year gift before the 22nd, because we have our match of the week before we take our 2-week break. WeiboGaming versus Top Esports. 1-0 already in the season for Top Esports. Weibo, their first debut here in the spring split. Names that would rock your legends of League of Legends themselves. We have the Shy, we have Karsa, we have Xiaohu, Light, and Crisp for Weibo. We've got Ching Tien, Rookie, Jackie Love, and Mark for Top Esports. It's your match of the week for week number 2, and it's time to get hype. WeiboGaming versus Top Esports in your Gala Classic.
And it's a series with so much brimming history with all of the players, as I will let the crowd gyro. So much excitement for the series, as you would expect.
Indeed there is, and I think it is all due here, as I'm sure it'll be a little bit of a calm start. No, we didn't get any crazy level 1s or anything like that, but it is where the macro, the team fights, those kinds of things are going to be such next level when you're approached with those kind of conversations and questions with the players that we're finding in front of us. And we've talked already about all the reunions across the board. It's really interesting, but again, I want to specifically talk about some of these matchups and why they can be important in this game. The Shy versus Ching Tien. We've said Ching Tien can be and has been a little bit more of a stable piece for Top Esports to play around the rest of the map. Does the Shy kind of up in that with the way that he's played? He's on the Gnar this time around, right? And we have seen Gnar kind of pop off, speaking about Ben, who just came off the winning series. And I think that is specifically going to play a lot in the hands of the rest of the match.
Yep, strong LPL top laners picking Gnar and kind of 1v9ing for their team has been pretty much the MO for every Gnar pick we've seen so far. Most of them coming out of bin. So let's see if the Shy can match that level. I believe you said earlier, right? Weibo will be going up against ELG after the pick. That's the correct schedule in my mind, as Karsa is getting a little bit of early aggression.
But
Down. He is going to be spotted though, so jungle matchup so important. And again, this is perfect information from Tien. So what's going to happen in the bottom side? Because you could see a wraparound and an immediate play in response.
It's actually kind of huge. I do, yeah. I mean, we're getting the scuffle here brewing between Tien and Karsa. Just seeing their names together on my screen fills me with joy. But it's about to turn into heartache for one of them. It looks like, oh, Karsa? Okay.
Karsa got it.
He got it, and now he's in a 1v2 with no help nearby. Light comes over, Karsa flashes. Now Light is in trouble, but it looks like TES themselves will back away. And hey, you come away with a dub there for Karsa.
Yeah, I mean, lost his flash, but he's up a camp, so jungle diff, I guess. Else to say. At the end of the day, Poppy doesn't inherently need her flash. Hex flash, very, very powerful. Setting up ganks, alternative ganking routes as well. So I'm sure Karsa will feel okay with that, as Tien's level 3 is going to be heavily delayed. And not only that, you can see now there's perfect information on where exactly he is. He's going to need this blue buff to hit level 3 before he has access to the Vault Breaker. So honestly, not a terrible start. Even though he loses his flash, and it looks a little bit janky, slowing down Tien's early tempo. It's actually going to play out quite nicely and give them a little bit extra time to work with.
I think that being time of the essence, right, for both these teams. You have a lot of scaling, at least for Xiaohu on the Syndra for Light on the Zeri. You can have the Yumi for Chris, but on the other side, you also have rookie on Kassadin, and Kassadin have literally just ran away with games. But I think you have some safety if you're looking at that late game for Weibo, and that's where I want to see how, I guess, topsy-turvy this early part of the game is, where both teams are kind of saying, you know, let's feel this first game out, see how mechanically everybody's performing, and let this go to late game.
Yeah, definitely. Weibo, a lot of pretty strong tools to deal with a Kassadin, right? Mega Gnar, Poppy, just point and click E, even if you might not necessarily always stun him. The displacement can at least buy you the crucial seconds you need to get the extra damage out or dissuade him from going forward. Particularly between level 11 and 15. Once he hits level 16, it's a different story. You have to be significantly more clinical, knocking down a Kassadin. But Karsa continues his escapades into the jungle of TN. I think he's just about going to get that. He will.
Yep,
That first move from Xiaohu as well.
And Karsa's been doing really well with these aggressive little forays into the jungle of Tian, and Tian's feeling the hurt there for sure as we do get a pause. Maybe we have a little bit of an issue going on with somebody, but it is so far at least Karsa in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, definitely has been. And again, just consistently slowing down Tien when and where he can. So pretty decent start so far for Weibo, and leveraging the fact that there's a Kassadin in the mid lane as well. You always know Xiaohu is going to have the first move, even if that first invade was a little bit janky. He would have been there if it was drawn out long enough. And even Light on Yumi was very much ready alongside Crisp to make that rotation happen. So early pause. I'm sure we'll get some information relatively soon. Good start.
Hopefully so.
Hopefully so.
It's so far so good I think on both fronts. And again, looking back at the holistic approach in this one for both the squads, right? And we're looking at Weibo. How does this top trio of carries and facilitators work in this new meta in this new year? And does Ricky Love still continue to just be dominant? And I do wonder this, pickup for at least Weibo in this one. I think it sets them up for success. We've already seen Karsa be very aggressive, and I think that was a big point coming into this one. How aggressive will the junglers look and be? And it does look like we actually do have some issues for the Shy. He's having some device problems, so I'm sure we'll get this solved as soon as possible. It's good to get this out of the way early to play your whole new series with at least some correctly functioning devices.
Yeah, device issue sounds to me like either a mouse or a keyboard thing. So hopefully we can get that sorted ASAP. And like you say, good to get out of the way early. Look, pauses aren't fun for anybody. It stops tempo for us here on the desk, but of course for the players, more importantly. Take you out of it a little bit. Fortunately, right at the start, right? So you're not like 20, 25 minutes into a tense game, which need your maximum attention. Of course, games need your attention from the beginning, but getting pulled out of that sort of middle of the moment situation can always be quite frustrating. But yeah, we'll see where we go. But I think for Weibo, positive start so far, getting to see Karsa, confidently stride into Tien's jungle quite consistently. And Tien hasn't really been able to answer it too much. I think a little more to do with the laners and just the matchups at hand. For now, and obviously the timing of that bottom side invade meant that couldn't actually have Jackie Love and Mark come over, but it looks like we are out of the pause.
Back into it, back on a Summoner's Rift where we belong, and right back to WeiboGaming versus Top Esports. Karsa finds himself back on the blue side, or back on his side of the map on the blue side. And he actually looks like he was trying to aggress into Tien. Xiaohu has now roamed up from mid. And Qing Tian gets the power unleashed, the damage down, and Xiaohu, it's right back to RNG. It seems like he has brought over the style, and it's working out for Weibo. First blood going over is actually huge. Maybe a follow-up from Top Esports. Jackie Love trying to play pretty aggressively against Light, but won't find it.
Barrier heal blown in defense there. Bubble sidestepped, and there you go. Xiaohu bringing that roaming style immediately to the Shy in the top side. No World Ender available for Qing Tian. Means no additional healing, no potential turnaround to throw out some abilities. They couldn't have even been on cooldown as timing's a bit awkward.
Yeah, I can't get it, but nice little poke from Light here. Tien showing up just in the nick of time, as Rookie was actually roaming down as well. We'll place that control ward in the transition from mid lane. going right back there. And Tien just trying to play a little bit defensively so far, it seems like, and get as much of his map as he can, but as well as defending against the aggression that would be from Carson.
Doing a pretty good job. Xiaohu gets hit up a little bit, but don't feel like much more will come of it than that. As Tien wants a little bit of revenge in the damage department.
See the Shy just taking those heavy trades. Xiaohu caught for a second time. He does have Flash. He does have Karsa right there. So luckily playing around these junglers has been very, very helpful towards almost every member of the team so far. We will see Tien taking the Scuttle Crab here. Did miss the initial spawn, but you know what?
Nope, don't know what we're talking about. Didn't see it. Didn't see it. Nope,
didn't happen. Didn't see it.
If I didn't see it, it didn't happen. That's how it usually works. Weibo, though, find their first blood from the top side, and again, Carson out will actually hover. And the sweeper will time out, but he'll put a pink ward down there, so it's still going to deny vision and just build up pressure. Fortunately for him, Xiaohu on a reset, so he's not in fog, which would definitely make this kind of scenario sometimes scarier. I expect to see Weibo try and put a little bit of focus down on this Herald once it spawns up. It's a Cloud Dragon first, so it's not like you're fighting over the pretty strong scaling resists of a mountain or, of course, an Infernal Amp. Expect to see that one kind of be left to the wayside for a little bit. I think once Tien hits level 6, he'll really be able to try and assist some of his lanes a little more amply. As again, he's been stalled out quite heavily by Karsa.
He really has.
Level 8 is
level
when
6 now.
Yeah.
The Shy just lost Meganar as well. Bubble connects on bottom lane onto Chris. Trying to get back into light there, but taking a lot of damage in the end. Healed right back. Top lane. It's like we're starting to set up with Karsa having joined. The potential 2v2 here, at least, with Tien backing off, actually. Cullen coming through and taking a lot of it. Split damage, though. Nicely done from Weibo.
Nicely done. But you can start to see Jackie Love and Mark really putting down the pressure here in the bottom side. They're actually down a little bit of CS, but it doesn't matter. But here is Xiaohu Karsa duo and Tien. Out of position, technically, but I don't think he'll get pincered on, fortunately for himself. But what it does do is stop any kind of play going on towards the top side of Qingtian. Takes a knee, resets. I think they're actually on the Herald starting that one up, and Tien is just guarding potential re-rotation back towards the mid lane for now. But what this is going to do is give Rookie a little bit of time. If they want to rotate over to it, they can, but you look towards the bottom side, the first move would also be from Weibo at the moment, though. They take a step back looking at the minimap. The Herald will still go over to Weibo themselves as Tien is very patiently waiting here.
It really is. And rightfully so. I think not overextending yourself in a game where you're really just waiting for Rookie to do Rookie things on Kassadin. And I think you can buy that time, right? But the thing that's worrying me is a lot of the control in top lane, maybe even looking at how do they kind of dissuade that full-on push from the Shy, where he's found a pretty decent CS differential.
Also on the side lane will grow rather difficult in the mid game. Once
how does that match up in terms of what, because we've said we don't see the Aatrox as much as we maybe have before, right? But into the Gnar, is there a specific reason Qingtian, or is it just, I know it is comfort for Qingtian at least, but is there anything to work out late game?
It just seems more like a comfort thing. You know, Aatrox is always going to be bringing you that mid-game power, right? He's always going to bring you that punch in the mid-game where all it takes is one flank, one or two sweet spot Qs, and all of a sudden you change the scape of a game in a team fight. So I think that's what we're going to be looking at. But right here,
after flash, nice double root there, but can't follow up the damage because the culling is coming right back into the fold. Karsa will show his face, but can't really get anything done. Rookie was on his way as well, so if they overcommitted, it was going to be a response there. So nicely dissuaded from top Esports, who find themselves at a small deficit, but not much to write home about. I will say, you know, the Serrated Dirk definitely helping Jackie Love in the laning phase. It does look like actually Rookie opting in, obviously, to the Roa, but not the same for Xiaohu. He'll be going in for the crown, which just got completed there.
Yeah, very interesting itemization from Xiaohu. That says to me really that he doesn't want to get, you know, vioted into immediately blown up. Does offer you a lot less damage, of course, than going towards something like the Ludens, but I guess he just feels like Ludens isn't going to be giving him what he wants. I think he's more looking to play, again, into that utility style, Scatter the Weeks being, you know, the important part, and just adding damage to the pile on someone once they're right on top of him. So don't mind it at all. We'll see how he gets on with it. But a rookie, of course, will be a little whiles away from that row up. Hopefully for himself, he'll get that one stacking pretty soon. Of course, we had the discussion earlier about how strong Roa is as an item. We'll talk about it once it gets completed, of course. For now, though, a lot of eyes drawn towards the mid lane on both sides. But it seems like
they just
no
want to
one's gonna
watch
take a bite.
Xiaohu and Rookie play, which you know I'm here for.
They're-
Like, I'm down.
they're as
I'm doing
excited as
that
we
right
are.
now. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like, oh, so let's see. Oh, so okay, the wave's going this way. No, it actually, yeah, it's just trying to wait out this rotation
window, though.
from Weibo. They find the cease and desist. Got to get over the wall, Rookie, and a lot of damage coming out of Xiao, who doesn't really have much. The nice save from Crisp. Is it enough? He goes golden too. Top Esports catastrophe at hand. It'll be a flash used by Rookie. A lot of utilization from Weibo in terms of their resources of that fight. But now Light's going over the wall. The lightning crashes. The flash from Karsa. And it's just a death train of pain. And Top Esports are the ticket holder.
Oh my god, Weibo just rolled TSS over in that team fight right there. And it just starts with Tien going for the engage onto Xiaohu. They want the pick, but they just don't have the damage available to them just yet. Rookie doesn't have any AP items available to him. He's building Roa. He's got a Catalyst and a Tear. It's not really like he's offering too much. The flash is very early, and it repositions Xiaohu to get him closer to Karsa and the rest of the team coming in. And as you can see,
The save,
it's just a good save, double knock-up. Xiaohu also has a stopwatch, I'd imagine from runes. As I think that actually just ticks over, right? Because if I recall, the stopwatch actually enables itself at 12 minutes. So that's just really unlucky timing. As Karsa just finds a really nice angle. Yeah. And it's just a very easy double kill pickup. And Weibo, all of a sudden, running over it. For now, of course, you still have to take into consideration the scaling of a Kassadin. Kassadin alone can be enough to bring you back into a game. But right now, Weibo have full control. They're over 3,000 gold up. Winning in the top side, winning in the bottom lane, and now they're also winning in the middle.
Yeah, and that's sub 14 minutes before plays have even fallen. You got 2-0 on Xiaohu, 2-0 on Light. Both carries in their own right, even with the crown start early on. Syndra is no joke. You see the player gold, top 3 players. Absolutely from WeiboGaming. And I think next steps are crucial here. How do you utilize these resources that we've seen not necessarily given to the Shy, but now to these other 2 carries in the squad, and kind of pick apart Top Esports from top to bottom?
Yeah, and just to come back with the stopwatch point, if he had that from his runes, which I'm pretty sure he did, it comes online at 14 minutes by default, but he got the takedown, and that brings it down to a 12-minute activation time, which he was, of course, passed. So, cookie cutter stuff for Xiaohu. A little bit unfortunate on the TES side, but that can be League of Legends for you. And now they find themselves with a 3,000 gold lead. First move in the river. Light has that first item.
Light walking in the bush, calling on top, tidal wave. Karsa taking a lot of the damage. Light goes with the lightning crash. The bubble doesn't connect, but Light is no! Jackie Love goes down, and WeiboGaming win another fight.
Oh my god, it's so close. He goes back in.
He just gives his life.
Oh my god. It's just so damn close. Literally single-digit HP, the difference between Jackie Love finding a kill, actually getting stuff started, and a potential snowball of the play. Shy's going to take a tower on the top side. He's more than comfortable up there. Let's take a look at this again. Shield bow, so important. Already having that item is crucial. Karsa blocks so much of the damage. And you can see just barrier the heal. Everything comes into effect. The bubble just barely sidestepped. And it's so close. It's 28 HP is what he drops down to.
God.
Jackie Love just can't find the damage. As Tien, could he have probably dashed away? Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. But just decides to go back in, see if he can find the trade kill. He doesn't. Donates it over. Weibo, 6 kills to 0 right now. Top Esports being a little bit dismantled right now in the early stages. And it's where, you know, the strength of the composition kind of lies specifically from the jungle and from the bottom side. It's that skirmishing. They've not been able to find that so far. It's Weibo besting them with the scaling from the bottom side of the map. And they'll pick themselves up the second dragon.
Man, all I'm saying, I know LCS has the cat for Kobe meme. I need a cat for Tien. All right, we need Yumi for TN because, man, Crisp is just like sitting there nonchalantly carrying like a 1,000-pound weight with one arm. It's actually incredible the little minute difference that Yumi's doing, even with, you know, the scaling not being online yet. Just absolutely clutch from Crisp.
It is. And the champion is frustrating. It just provides so much extra scaling to compositions that sometimes you wouldn't even expect it to come out of, but in this case, you got Zeri giving Syndra all of the additional AP as well to remove someone. If you're sat on Xiaohu, is going to be pretty big. As Rookie make his exit from the bottom side, and as you saw on our screens very briefly, the Shy picked up the Rift Herald all to himself, so he's now going to have that to pressure whip.
Quick question, Jabata. How good do you think that felt for Crisp taking down his previous World Championship teammate in TN? Do you think that felt pretty good to kind of clutch it out?
I think
just
he's
no big
probably
deal,
smiling
right?
to himself internally. I mean, I will say sometimes players are pretty, ice in the veins about this stuff. You and my old
They
teammate,
are.
yeah, don't care. We used to play together 3-4 years ago. That is in the past. But of course, there is always going to be that little bit of pride.
Yeah, it's just so cool. I just keep going back to it. Just all the reunions, all the verses of previous teammates in this matchup specifically, in the LPL as a whole right now. And I just think it's so cool to see this kind of breaking down, right? I mean, TN again versus Crisp. You've got Xiaohu and Karsa reunited again. You've got, first of all, the Shy versus Rookie. You got Rookie back with Jackie Love. It's just all kinds of things that make you feel good about these matchups going into it. And the fact that we're kind of getting that back and forth so far, even though WeiboGaming find themselves 6,000 in the lead, I think scaling still a potential if Top Esports want to find a way.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, sure, there is, I don't want to, stigma's a bit too strong of a word, but, there is that air around Nami Lucian in the sense of they definitely don't scale as to higher ceiling as what something like a Zeri Yumi would, but they've always usually got the burst damage available to them, right? They're always going to be able to, dash to the side, but kind of in and bring Light or Xiaohu down to a pretty sensible amount of HP to a point where they can't really contest anything. Because, Karsa just being a nuisance with Crisp on his back. So, Jackie Love is always going to be able to offer something here. And at the end of the day, they haven't really put Rookie down too far behind, right?
True.
So, the scaling is still there. They're just in a 6,000 gold hole.
Yeah. The Shy got Rift Herald. I guess that's a positive for WeiboGaming. They'll use it top side as a lot of focus did come up this way, though. It looks like Weibo are opting into the bot side tower, so should be able to get this tier 2 tower for themselves.
Yeah, and the Shy is in a 2v1.
Is not what you want to see. Maybe trying to just buy time so they can take down an inhib tower down here. He flashes out. Beautiful stuff from the Shy in the picture-in-picture. That's why they bring him in and keep him for WeiboGaming into another year. Now the tower does end up going down here. I don't think they get the inhib, but at least the damage is done and the lane is open.
It is indeed. They'll be able to come back to that inhibitor likely at their leisure if this trajectory of gameplay carries on. And Weibo have just been clinical. Plain and simple. Top Esports, besides the Dragon, practically been perfect gamed here so far. Need to find something. But the problem is, if they try, I feel like right now, the items as they are, Shadow Flames just come in. Runan's Hurricane, actually, for Light, which could spell a potential kind of on-hit build with something like a Titanic Hydra or a Ravenous Hydra as his third item. We'll track that as it goes.
And I think those item completions is definitely important. We're at 7 stacks now for Rookie on the Roa, but the second item completion, looking at rapid fire second for Jackie Love, it just feels like it might not make it in time. And another Dragon on the table means that much more time bought if TES can grab it. But in the end, it should just be WeiboGaming using the control they have through mid lane and trying to continue to secure these objectives, right? I don't think Baron is on the table for anybody just yet, as we see side lanes being kind of kept to here, and Dragon spawning in 20 seconds.
Yep. That should probably be going over to Weibo. Oh, Rookie's actually being forced. Oh, he's not being forced.
They're going to try to get the Shy again. All right, Rookie's coming for his revenge. He said, I got you at the beginning, and he's going to do just that. The Shy's about to get Meganar. He buys time. Get a kill. No way! He's around. Rookie wants it, and it's going to be Tien that gets the kill in the end. Power Unleashed doesn't kill Ching Tien as he's so low. Tidal Wave comes through, stops Karsa in his tracks, and Light is saved by Crisp. We're starting to get the drum up of chaos and the drum up of action here in our match of the week.
Rack your minds back to Top Esports versus V5 in summer, where the Shy was 2v1 versus Rookie. And I believe it was Karsa in the jungle role. And he just wasn't able to kill him. It was the Shy that ends up 2v1ing them in the end. This time around, Rookie says, I'm bringing 3 members to the party.
There ain't no way he's walking away from that without the kill.
This time around. As you just see, it's a nice teleport. I actually thought that Weibo were collapsing onto Rookie in the bottom lane, and perhaps they were, but the teleport comes down, slow comes in, but unfortunately they just don't have the burst damage to kill him before Mega comes through. It's so close on the transformation, the knock away into the massive crunch, but the flash forward comes in from Tien and from Rookie to secure that one. 650 gold, you would have loved to have seen that gone into the casted into Rookie's back pocket. It doesn't quiet, but still, gold is gold at this stage in the game. The Dragon goes over to Weibo whilst we was in the replay, but you can still see how much pressure Shy is putting down, and he's now only starting to buy resist. So the next time that play comes through, it's going to be so much harder to lock him down.
Yeah, it absolutely is, and I don't know if item differentials are really going to help that. Seraph's Embrace has been completed for Rookie. He's working on, or having completed a second item, about to get those 10 stacks here as well. We did have Jackie Love completing that second item. We're still waiting for both Ching Tien and Tien themselves if they can maybe get a catch out here.
Xiaohu?
And they're split focus of a little bit. Xiaohu gets engaged on, but then immediately saved by Karsa. Ching Tien goes in, heals so much, and the wham bam, thank you ma'am, is coming through, but Light, he's burning them down one by one, and there was no hope left for Top Esports. The ADC of WeiboGaming makes sure that door is slammed shut.
There was too much split focus from Top Esports, and Light sees his opportunity to go forward and slaughters Top Esports in their jungle. And with no jungler available to Weibo, they're still going to go towards the Baron because Top do not have Tien. Rookie, the only member left available. You'll get to see in the replay, it's Tien going on to Xiaohu, which I feel is the right call, but Jackie Love is dumping his damage into Karsa. Keeper's Verdict does knock away the vibe, but again, the damage is just so split. If they can actually find one target, maybe they have an opportunity, but no one's focusing down Light. The focus is on Karsa. And after that, Light just says, open, says me. And just knocks them all down. So much damage already at 2 items. And with no focus on him, he was so happy to just open up. And now he's got the Infinity Edge. It won't be the kind of lawnmower build we see, just raw damage. And now I just don't have any idea what Top Esports have left in the tank besides a hope and a prayer that at level 16 Kassadin can somehow give them some form of in a team fight, as it so often does, but almost 10,000 gold down.
Yeah.
You have to feel like the answer is almost a no.
And honestly, it's such big props due to Weibo for this one. I think from the start, we saw a lot of back and forth. Karsa had been just relentlessly picking out jungle, camps from Tien, and it paid off in the end. That pressure kept hold of the map, and a couple objectives later, a couple fights later, they find themselves this far ahead, taking down towers one by one in the side with the Shy in the mid lane as well. And so far, so good for WeiboGaming, unless things start to take a downturn, which is not looking likely here.
That's cool. Okay, it's level 16 now. So perhaps they can play League of Legends.
DP flank, okay.
DP flank. And it's not on a control ward, so they don't actually know it's there. But
Vault
you can see
Breaker
Weibo are
is
looking for
gone.
something.
They got the Keeper's Verdict back. Nice little flash there from
Tien's
Tien,
dead.
but yeah, they're just getting picked apart. Like, Rookie hasn't even made it to the fight yet.
Oh,
and the
boy.
Shy's already taken out his teammates.
Right.
He's here now. Is this the moment? Is this Rookie's time to shine? He's all alone in a 4 members.
Oh!
He's cleaning them up, but the Shy says, I'll do you one better, bro. And he takes out TES, and that'll be game 1 of your match of the week to WeiboGaming.
Unlike earlier where we saw Care on the Kassadin absolutely tear apart his opponents, Rookie finally gets there, but they're just too far behind, and the Shy in the backline is decimating Top Esports. It's gonna be Weibo taking game number 1, and Top completely dismantled in this opening game of your match of the week. And Weibo looking strong, opening out their game 1 of 2023.
Man, we got everything, Jamada. It was just beautiful. The whole feast of WeiboGaming. Xiaohu brought his own dish in the style of RNG, going to the top lane early. You had Karsa with his early aggression into classic early aggressive jungler Tien.